I mean, you can talk to fellow and I mean, it's a couple times a year they have kids out there, which is, I think that's fine.
Yeah, they used to.
Yeah, by law now.
I've been begging to take control of that. I know it's
Welcome, everybody. Before I call this meeting to order, I'd like to take a moment to ask our Heavenly Father to guide us to make decisions that are in the best interest of our town and for the people that we represent. Thank you. I now call the December 17th, 2024 Darmstadt Town Council meeting to order. Thank you all for coming, and please stand and join me in the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. First order of business is everybody got a copy of the minutes from the last meeting and had a chance to look at them. And if so, do I have a motion to approve those?
Motion approved.
Got a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Please, Ms. Sarah. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Financial reports, have we had a chance to look?
Second.
All right, we say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. On to the bills to pay for the month. Have we had a chance to look at that? Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Ms. Lowell, on to you. Clerk treasurer report, please.
I also want to, I got the bonds for the redevelopment commission in the mail yesterday. So before everybody leaves, I need to get those signed. And I know Angie's here, Carol's here, and Eric and Cecil.
Do you want to just do it now to get it out of the way?
So then all I would have left is Jim Croce. He's not here, right?
No, it's
Well, he's work. Yeah. So I've got those for everybody to sign tonight. Yeah, you're right. If it's good enough, I don't
Yeah, you guys
forget.
just want to come up and get them signed now before we forget? Each person.
Where are you guys?
weird. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'm with them. Comes from the insurance company. I think it is
This may be a
the last
copy of
page.
what I'm looking at, but I'm not sure what I'm saying.
I think this is.
No.
That's the notary.
Yeah, this, do we have, are you a notary or who's notarizing this?
I am.
Okay.
Can you tell where they are?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna decide.
Which one
Next
is it
page.
for Angie and Carol?
No, that's the notary side. Yeah. But then you'll notarize it. That's on right here. And then you'll send it on to them and then they'll
So I
acknowledge
just
it.
signed for one time.
Yep.
Okay.
She's gonna certify she wants you signed, so.
Uh-oh, this is the bond. Oh my God, I signed your copy.
No, you signed yours, yours says, oh, you're right. That's okay, just cross it out and you have to say, here you go.
Yeah, it's RDC.
This is RDC. Oh, RDC.
RDC, yeah, you guys have to be bonded for some reason, so that's what these are.
In case you steal money.
Let's see, last month for November, the town received $26,600 in revenue and spent $15,000. So the town came out ahead $11,000 for November. Year to date, we brought in $473,000. Now, the town is only taxes, that's all the town gets, so this is all tax money, $473,000, and spent $555,000. For November in the sewer bills brought in $54,700 and spent $73,300. Utility lost $18,000 last month. Year to date, sewer department has received $667,000 and spent $800,000. I attended the Keystone Software Webinar Institute. It was a 3-day webinar I had to do December 3rd to the 5th. They're, of course, changing all of our year-to-date or year-end rollover procedures for all 3 modules that we have on our software. I'm still working on the auto pay with Keystone, the summer credit with Keystone. We completed the capital assets for the state report. And on the auto pay, Old National has finally figured out the format they need to set up the ACH for the auto pay. And they've got that set up and ready to go. Capital assets and depreciations, that's on all the roads, the wastewater, and the storm drainage pipes, which we only have the one that we weren't supposed to install on Blue Harmony Road. So once we install a drainage pipe in a ditch that we've done, because normally a homeowner does that, then we have to, that is part of our assets and it has to be depreciated from here on out. So that's part of our capital asset program now. That was all explained to me by the accountant. So that was new. So that was $15,000, 8 years ago. That has to be on the books now forever for that drainage pipe. I sent 20 sewer liens off to the county to be recorded. That was probably the most I've ever had recorded. That's $500 just to have them recorded. The next step is I'll send them to the auditor's office, and those liens will go on those people's spring property tax bills. We've had about 3 homes change hands in the last month. That was quite a bit. And 2 properties right now are in the process of being built. And they're both going to go on the sewer. So we'll have 2 new customers soon. Other than that, I'm going to be working on closing out the year. We've got a lot of state deadlines coming up. The DLGF did approve our entire budget for next year. So that was good news, and we will start on a clean slate January 1st. Our budget will start brand new. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mallory. Fire department report.
Last month we had 9 total calls in Darmstadt, 1 motor vehicle accident with injury, 5 EMS transports, 1 carbon monoxide check, and 2 community paramedic visits somebody on Portland. The average response time was 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so kind of a slow month, but it's a good thing it is.
What was going on yesterday, early afternoon, I think? A whole bunch of them headed west along Blue and Harmony.
A truck slid off the road up by Nisbet.
Okay,
65 in Nisbet.
okay, that's
Roll
Sherman up there, am I thinking right?
No,
That is Scott, okay.
Yeah.
it's getting close to the line. So
Okay. All right, thank you. Sheriff's Department report.
Yep, we had 2 abandoned vehicle calls. One of them was, there on Martin Road, and that should be, taken care of. Josh, the other deputy, that's his area, and he did a report, I think, on the 20th. So those should be gone. I have not checked recently. I've been kind of the southwest part of the county the last couple weeks. So 2 abandoned vehicle calls, 2 animal complaints. We have one assist citizen run, 12 business checks, which is primarily the square, one check to welfare, one special detail, one hazard, 2 investigations, and one of those investigations was me, because I didn't know Josh checked on the abandoned vehicles the day before I did. I found out it was actually somebody living in that house, and it did not look like anybody was in there. There's stuff all piled up on the windows. So I found out it was registered, that one of the vehicles was registered to an LLC, which was on Old State Road. So I went there and talked to the lady who was there, and her husband actually owns the LLC, and it's her father or his father's the ones living in the house. So I explained to her about the vehicles, and she said they were gonna get it taken care of. So,
Okay.
and I told Josh about that, and Josh did the initial report. So, only one accident, 2 neighborhood checks, 1 paper service, 1 pursuit, 2 standbys, 1 suspicious activity, suspicious circumstance, 2 vehicle checks, 59 extra patrols, and that's usually 4-H center and the square. It's usually where I do mine, is watch people run the stop signs. So, there were 5 traffic stops and 2 animal destruction reports, which were the deers, cardiac accidents. So, that's it.
What is an assist citizen report?
Sometimes stalled vehicle, it could be, a number of things.
Okay.
Usually it's a vehicle that's broken down,
Okay.
so.
Cecil, maintenance department, I guess that's you?
Yes, sir. We had 16 locates and 20 service calls since the last meeting. They've got the salt and the brine systems on the truck. Actually, we used it on our first gigantic snowfall we had, and everything looked good. I think tank inspections are done for the year, as well as the pump station inspections. We've got a list already for the inspections next year. Over the years, we completely rebuilt 6 of the 34 duplex pump stations in town to meet IDM guidelines, which includes our meters and fail-safe controls. This is why our expenditures are so high in the sewer department, because we're catching up for things that have not been done in the past. IDM could have fined us heavily, but we showed them that we had a program to correct what hasn't been done in the past, and they're okay with that. So next year will not be as much as what we spent this year, especially on the pump outs. We've kind of got the worst of those done. So we'll start making, a little bit progress on putting money back in the bank again.
It makes me feel a lot better, because number 3 was concerned on sewer numbers.
Well, yeah, I mean, we hadn't hardly spent anything in years.
So, okay, that's a lot more.
We're doing what IDM required us to do all along. We just didn't know we had to do it. So now we're doing it. So we're okay.
I interrupted you. I'm sure you got more left.
No, I'm done, man.
That was it.
I'm done.
Question, I had this down towards the end, but on rebuilding pumps, because you had mentioned that, is that something we did ourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, well, now, wait. We don't rebuild the pumps. We rebuild the pump station.
Pump station,
Right.
okay.
We purchase pumps straight up.
I know we do that, but I
Right.
know they're getting pretty pricey.
$2,000.
Yeah, $2,024, what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
$42.
That's correct.
I know in years past, we rebuilt them in houses. That's something that we should look at? Or is that something that we could have Straker do for us instead of buying new? I know we're moving up to the grinder pumps.
Have you seen the pumps when they're taking out these pump
I
stations?
have seen them, and
There's not a whole lot to work with.
yeah,
They're pretty much eat up.
really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the housing and everything is just,
Yeah, we'll save one for you next time we do it. I mean, they do. There's not much to work with.
all right.
Yeah, we used to have a part-timer, and that was his full-time job, when he was here, was to just rebuild the pump. I think that's why they use the sandblasting machine, because like you said, it's so covered he had to sandblast it so he could even find the pump in there.
Probably not the most prestigious job, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know if they can be rebuilt, that would be a straight for pump question.
And how long a life are we getting? Because however many pumps we have out there, and if we have to replace them every blankety blank years, it should be simple math to find out, are we,
Depends on the resident and if they follow the guidelines as far as what they put into their sewer system. There are restrictions, what you can and can't put in there.
I have actually, here's something I looked, possible form letter to hold residents accountable for damage to pump stations or the system from the misuse of wipes and so forth on their own stations. If that gets to be continues to be a thing.
There are
We have those in my neighborhood.
there's probably half a dozen of them that are repeat offenders.
Yeah.
Just the same thing over and over again, and we've already told these people that they will have to pay for the repairs. The same issue occurs again.
Do we have anything to back that up other than verbal?
Got this guy here.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was with the pump, that literally ate the, you know, so I mean, it's definitely, I don't know if they can be rebuilt.
Good enough.
They,
And maybe
they
they
used to
can,
be able to be rebuilt all the time, I don't know if this new model is, you know,
things
set up for that.
change, you know, how many good years they're good for. If they're good for 5 years, but if you catch them in 4, maybe you can rebuild them, or I don't know anything about that.
If anybody wants to see the inside of the pump stations, that's what they look like, and the pump is down at the bottom.
Oh, no, 7, 8.
They were working on that this morning.
And another thing, since we're pumping out the septic tanks and what have you, there's, the pump station will last longer. I mean, there's some septic tanks that had never been pumped out. But now, you know, we're going through this expense, pumping them out to make the system perform a lot better.
Not pumping out the septic tanks is causing more solid waste to go through the pumps.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
So with that expense, we're gonna save on the other end with fewer pump replacements.
Stitch it down. All right, thank you, Cecil. Resident comments. Yes,
Have you been able to come out and look at my yard?
we have.
Oh, thank
We
you.
have,
Sure did.
yeah, we made it out the other day, and I had a chance to check it out yesterday during all that rain
In the middle of the
to
rain.
see, yeah,
Is that red pickup down there?
that'd be right. The guy down there doing a little dance falling down the ditch.
Yeah, did you see him fall in the ditch?
No, I didn't.
No, yeah.
Anyways, we've got some quotes on that. We're not sure which direction we want to go with this yet. We know it needs something. We can see what's sloughing off along there where you can't mow or choose not to mow, so you don't end up down in there. Along where that pump station is and the phone pole.
Yeah, it's just all washing. Would you see how my ground is now slid?
Kind of
It's,
sloughing
it
off
used
a
to be
little bit.
straight across, now it's just falling
Yep.
more and more.
Let me ask, where do you see this going? I mean, are you okay with us taking more of your ground off to taper it down to a ditch?
I would love to have some, since I've been working on this for 3 years to try to get something, I would love to have some dirt brought in, because my yard used to be straight across. Now it just, if you go up to the top, as you were walking by, if you were on my, you could see how it's just sloping down. I mean, when you walk, you don't have that. I would love to have some dirt in there before we even did that. to kind of
Well,
build
no,
up
what
the
I'm
ground.
talking about, we're taking dirt off of your yard to taper it down, not bringing dirt in, but tapering it down so it's a gradual slope rather than the abrupt
What's your other option? Is there something we can do besides that?
riprap.
Tree roots?
Tree roots?
Yeah, we're either
Yeah,
talking about
right.
tapering it down and planting grass, or we're talking about
Yeah.
riprapping it. I mean,
Rip
area-
will keep it from going away, you know what I'm saying?
We'll hold it, yeah.
right,
It would hold it,
if we taper it and.
but how much
plant-
do we have to taper?
And how far can we go? Because there are lines that run through
Right.
there. There's
Right, that-
electric and,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I forget what was located there, but
yeah.
I know there's some stuff underneath.
There's still.
We're looking at some bids to see what can we do with this now?
Yep, the least we can take away from our yard is what I would really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because we've been trying to get this done for 3 years. You guys have done more than we ever got. I mean, you've tried harder now than we've had anyone try,
We're trying to come up with a solution that's good for you and the town.
and I
So,
appreciate that.
And so there's some other ideas that Eric and I have talked about, maybe putting a pipe where the telephone pole and our pump station's at, because obviously we can't take any more dirt away from there.
Oh, you can't because it's all gone, and used to, you could walk around that thing.
Right. So we're looking at that as that, so just trust us, hang with us, we're looking at a solution that's gonna be, like I said, good for both parties.
And I appreciate it. Like I say, you guys have done more than in the last 3 years than anyone has, because I would come down here and I would talk. Yeah, we'll take care, we're looking into it. Yeah, well, and nothing ever happens, So, but you guys are trying harder than anyone has, and I appreciate that.
We'll stay.
So what
No,
did
we,
you think, what did
yeah,
you
it's-
think when you came and looked?
If it's something that we caused as a town come along, then we need to make that right. And we just gotta figure out what can we do, and we also have to be careful with setting precedents for other things along
Right.
the way too, so there's kind of a fine,
It would just keep on losing, and when you were walking across, you can see
yeah.
it so far, and then it just keeps
It
falling.
will continue to do that. As a matter of fact, the same maintenance guy that did that did something on my ground. Same thing. In my place, it doesn't matter because your yard goes down to the slough. Mine is the other way. It's a field, so anything drains away, and it's not gonna matter. If I even lost a foot, it ain't gonna matter. It's a field. But it still needs some attention. So same thing.
Yeah.
We've got to get some bids together, see what makes sense, like he said, financially, and what's good for your place, and try to strike a balance between what we can do as a town and
Yeah.
try to get it right.
I appreciate it. I just don't want to keep on losing my ground.
Understood? Yeah, I understand that completely.
I appreciate all your help, because I know you're working on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other residents? You don't get to go yet, though. Carol?
I was just kind of curious, I was kind of thinking about what kind of time or percentage of time do like the guys spend on like the sewer? I know like in the summer, they spend more time on mowing, just like kind of like how many hours a week and all that is spent on like just the sewer maintenance on it.
That's a tough one to answer,
I kind of
because
figured
it changes from day to day, week to week. I mean,
just kind of would be an average of ballpark. I mean,
I'd say about 3/4.
sewer,
about
Really?
3/4 of their
Yeah.
time.
yeah, there's a lot to be done on sewers right now.
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering.
I
Yeah.
mean, the mowing doesn't take long anymore with the new tractor we got with the boom and everything, that's really kind of cut that back as far as time.
Yeah, and I know it's hard because you got snow in the winter and you got grass in the summer and all that. And I just wondered with like the sewer, just about how much of their time it took.
I would have to, 3/4 to a quarter. We're not gonna have snow this year. We're
Yeah.
done, scheduled that out, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Global warming, so, yeah.
Which that's another thing. I mean, what about the the salt building out there? Is that pretty much, I know there was a bunch of leaks and stuff in it. I mean, how's that?
There still is,
They passed a lot of holes in it.
And you were talking about just
and
building.
Flex Seal does not work on them.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I'm trying, it doesn't work.
I know at one time you talked about building like a 3-sided shed or something like that. Is there any more thought on that? Finer Penny, that ARPA money, I think that was with
No,
that.
there really hasn't been. Now, since we got the brine, what I'd like to do eventually is to get away from the salt.
Yeah,
Go with the brine, but while we're in the transition period, and we didn't get much snow last year to really work much with the brine. So, and I hope we don't have much opportunity to work with the snow again this year with the salt, but in the brine, but that's the only reason why we got more salt this year. So that, we just haven't had a lot of experience with the brine, so we got both, so we keep the roads clear. ultimately, I like to get away with this, do away with the salt. We don't need a salt building. We just need maybe another tank for the brine.
Yeah, well, I just want like a three-sided shed, you know, you could put just a little extra gravel in there or dirt, store it rather than just having it piled around. You know, would maybe look a little better, but I know we talked about that in the past and that hadn't been brought up for a while, so I just wondered, I just brought it up.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Carol. Any other residents? Yes, Mike?
That's pretty diesel. I saw the little ground crew that's doing the sewer locating
Yes.
out doing some work the other day. What phase are they in now?
They are using their ground penetrating radar to locate the lines. I mean, we got point A and point B, but a lot of times that doesn't go straight. So they're using ground penetrating radar right now to basically give us a GPS coordinate on all the lines so we know exactly where they're at. When they're done, we'll be plus or minus inches instead of feet. And they're about done. They're about done.
We sell them right at the corner of Fleener and
I think
Darmstadt.
they were working on Fleener and they've got most of the other town, most of the rest of town done. So we should have a complete map of where our sewer lines are at, or clean outs, everything, and GPS coordinates to go along with all of them.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Diggs?
The red tractor still for sale?
So far as I know, it's been a couple months when I was hauling grain down to Mount Vernon. It's still sitting down there at, our good friends, Junker.
Oh, you wanna buy it? You interested?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's got a green hat on. Anybody else? Residents? Okay, moving forward, old business. Looks like you can control some.
Okay. You guys, as you know, we sent, I thought, a pretty thorough letter to the city regarding calibration. To be frank, and I know it wasn't me not following up, but I haven't got a response from them. So this meeting and this will certainly jive and prompt me to put the pressure back on EWSU about that.
Okay, and that was on, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So that was calibration and then the mandate charges.
Yeah, so I think the next issue is what I've emailed each of you guys about. Don't know if it's in your packets, but I got copies here of, yeah, I think we got enough here. There you go. This is the draft ordinance. Yeah. For summer averaging, as you guys call it. Here is the companion agreement that would go with it, that each person who engages in summer averaging would have to sign. And as you know, this, if you take part in this, it would take your average for October through April and apply that to the months of May, June, July, August, September. You will obviously pay the flat rate charge, which covers your administrative fee and the sewer pump electrical rate. But the meter charges would be that summer average, is effectively what it is. This would only apply as before to residential, single family, or you have no late payments or delinquent payments, etc., as part of this as well. This was, as I think you all know, Cecil's proposal. I think some of you then reached out with some suggested changes which are incorporated in this. But obviously, you know, this is a legislative process, so you're welcome to comment, suggest changes, vote yes, vote no, whatever it is you want. Being an ordinance, this would typically require 2 readings. Well, it does unless you suspend the rules. So you know, this would be the first reading tonight, and then January you could approve it unless you want to suspend the rules with the unanimous vote. You could adopt it and approve it tonight.
There's only one question I have, and that's with the Keystone software. It stated a deadline to apply for this of January 15th. Is that
Is that?
flexible?
I don't recall, I haven't heard that, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Okay, well, that's something,
I remember seeing
yeah,
that.
that's something that we discussed, or when we had our meeting, that was something that was brought up, that it was January 15th. I mean, I hope we could, like,
I'm okay with suspending it and just voting on it.
So,
if we need to.
And the way that works is suspending the rules requires a unanimous vote. But then after that, it just simply requires a majority as usual to pass it. But
the majority vote to suspend the
no,
rules.
it's unanimous to suspend the rules, but then to actually pass it is like anything else, got majority.
Gotcha.
Now, I would also note, I did not put the ordinance number. I can recall which one we're on here. Didn't number it.
Good question.
Well, what we could do is say we've got this salary ordinance is 7, so you could make this 8, right? I assume you figured that. I assume we've already had 6 this year. I wasn't sure. I didn't.
6 might have been this one because I knew this was pending.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, yeah. Well, we can say 6 then. Okay. So this would be 2024-6 would be the ordinance number. And today is the 17th.
Say 6.
Yeah, 2024-6.
So do we need a motion to
First would be to suspend the rules. Yeah.
suspend the rules?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, got a motion and a second to suspend the rules for the approval of the ordinance of 2024-6. Do I have, we got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Okay, so the rules are suspended, and now you guys would have a normal vote on whether to adopt this or not.
I'll make a motion to adopt the summer averaging to the residents for 2025, as well as use of the portable meters.
Yeah.
I think I've got, I know we didn't, that's not in the ordinance, but I have forms that we can use now and actually rules and policies that govern that. So we can, I'd like to put that all into one thing. I mean, we're not gonna have that many portable meters used, which we have summer averaging, but it will be for the one-time shot. So that's my motion to approve the summer averaging and the portable meters.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Do we need an ordinance on the portable meters?
You guys can adopt that, but I would recommend we probably put some rules in place about that here down the road before we start using them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got the rules and policies written up.
If Cecil, if you want to email us to me, I can put those in sort of an ordinance form too.
Okay.
That can then go in our code.
Okay. We got time for those.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be taken out until,
Yeah.
but I'll forward that to you. I've got it all written up.
Okay, I do have a question on this. Ray, you've been working with Mallory and Keystone on the nuts and bolts of this. Is it gonna be workable for Mallory? Is this something that,
I'll let her answer that because she's the one doing it. Answer it the best.
Yeah, we honestly really won't know until we get into it. I know we have to recode everything. You went with me to Fort Branch when we talked to Stacy and Andrea who run Fort Branch, and it's gonna be a lot like the auto pay. You just have to recode everyone. There's gonna be a lot of processes, if I don't remember to code them and then make sure the computer system is tracking their usage all winter long so that it can adjust an average for the summer. And then also, I don't know if it's gonna know if somebody didn't have enough gallons that month. I don't know if it can do that.
It's not all the residents, just the ones that applied by the
Yes,
January 15th. Okay.
which is actually more complicated because then you have to go in one by one and just pick and choose which ones you want to participate, yeah.
How many people are we anticipating?
70, 80.
Okay.
That's how many people have actually taken up portable meters in the past. But actually, it's not that many. We're giving it a few additional ones for people that just didn't take the meters out. So 70, 80 tops.
Okay. Any other discussion on this? I have a motion and a second on the floor to approve ordinance number 2024-6. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
I'll send this one down to Crystal to start signing and then take it back this way, the ordinance, while you guys are finishing. I think for now, that is all for me.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. Auto pay option for sewer department billing. I believe it's,
Yeah, that's gonna be very similar to this summer averaging on recoding the residents who also want to participate in that program. So we're starting 2 big programs that are gonna change, you know, the way we run the sewer utility. It is all set up now, and what I need help with is I'm gonna ask other towns how they have been doing it. I know we've already talked to Fort Grant, because they've been doing it for a while. But I need to know the best way to get people's bank account information, because this will be the first time I'm having someone's private money information on our computers. So I need to find out what the laws are, what the rules are, do we need more firewalls, whatever, to make sure that people's information is very safe and locked down.
Josh, my understanding on that, that there isn't a rule that applies to the information that would be normally stored on a check, a printed check, which is a routing number and the account number. It's not, I was thinking it was like credit cards where there's all kinds of regulations.
Right, but there is still, yes, that's correct, but there is, you know, liability to the extent it gets out. So I mean, we would wanna make sure we're following all that and specifically have, in an ideal world, we talk with the insurance company too, to have some coverage, and if you want to be covered by insurance, they're gonna have all sorts of controls and say, well, before we cover you for a loss here, you know, what steps are you doing to make sure this remains secure and safe? And I'm, you know, that those are techie things that they'll work out.
Do we do a disclaimer too, when people sign up, that they're acknowledging that this is at risk, or could be?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but it doesn't always, yes, but that doesn't protect you from negligence.
Sure. Because when I talked to Keystone about it, they're like, well, we've never really had anybody ask that, and everybody just keys it in there.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know that that's a good idea or not.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is, I mean, you know, that you working with a third party vendor, I mean, that most of the liability falls to them, yeah.
Well, they make the software, but we run it
Yeah.
inside.
Now,
You know, it's the same information customers send me every month when they mail me their check.
And she sends
Yeah.
those checks.
Yeah.
So they're on the computer. Either way.
Yeah.
now that information is available to the guys too, or is it?
Yes, the guys have access to the software. So it's on my computer, it's on their computer. I just want to make sure we're following all the rules we need to be following.
Yeah.
So your recommendation is go through the insurance route, make sure.
No, I think it doesn't hurt to basically talk about IT, make sure that's a policy that you're, I mean, given all the information you have. Whether you go through this route or not, frankly, I think that's something worth having, an additional rider. I don't think it'd be that much, in my experience, it's not that much.
And so like E&O,
Yeah,
Probably the
sure.
safeguards that we already have in place,
We're
protecting
probably
our
close.
own stuff.
Probably
and
close to
it may
it.
already be under
You know.
some of the policies you have. I don't know, but it's worth asking the question.
Definitely would be. Prepare for the worst, just in case.
And then I plan on, just putting it on the bill somewhere. I've got I forget what it is, 88 characters or something. I just have two very small lines I can fit on the postcards to let people
I would
know.
prefer Merry Christmas, Michael.
To let people know that we're gonna have auto pay if they want to sign up.
Given it goes for Louisville, you probably won't get that until
Yeah.
Easter.
I'll get it another month.
But, yeah, that's all I have with the auto pay. I was just wanted to make sure we were gonna be okay having people's bank accounts on there. That's all I had on that.
I'm a little uneasy, the fact that that's available over here.
Well,
Yeah, I can tell you in my experience that the more people that have access to information like that, the greater the chance that we get involved.
who was it? We were talking to someone that, oh, the difference between the checks and the credit cards. The credit cards have to be locked down, but the checks, actually, the checking accounts are protected by FDIC. I don't know if
Federal
that
Reserve.
made a difference on the safety that we need to be concerned about. This credit card numbers versus bank account numbers.
I wouldn't give them the option. I just do bank bank account, no credit card.
Yeah.
And then it covers it.
Yeah, that's fine.
No option. If you want to do it,
And are you doing it as an ACH?
Yeah,
And make sure that their bank accepts ACH.
Yeah.
All banks do.
okay.
Anything else on that?
No.
That's it, okay. On to new business, 2025 payroll ordinance. Ray, I talked to you earlier on this, Cecil, and you and I talked a little bit the other day. I don't think I have that stuff right in front of me, but, yes. This is new to me, I'm not even sure, do we do discussion, how do we do this?
We got another copy of that? I don't have a copy of that.
I don't know if I printed that out or it was here. I think I may have printed it out.
You need to decide out loud, what the percentage, or, with the dollar amount, either or. You just need to say it out loud so it can be in the minutes for record, and then you vote
It's not filled out.
on it.
Yeah, this one isn't, that, because you guys said that. I mean,
It's not filled out because we don't know.
yeah. Now, I will tell you, you guys can do it how you want. How this is typically done is you're aware, or there's, you may know it off the top of your head, but you have some information of what the current salary is, and then you just discuss what the new one is going to be going forward. I mean, typically, there's some discussion of at least an inflationary increase, and based on other information, we may decide.
I'll put some information together, and email it to all the council members.
And it can be, I have seen this happen, many times. It can theoretically be adopted in January and backdated to January 1. The only problem is from a payroll standpoint,
No.
that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because it becomes a headache to true all that up.
Cecil's got everything I think we're gonna need.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, basically, $31.30 an hour is what our employees are making now, with the exception of the way we had to adjust the Mallory's pay last year. But what I propose for 2025, and it's pretty much cut and dry. I mean, you can read this. I mean,
Did you want to keep the council pay the same? If so, you just,
I would think so, yes.
handwrite in exactly what you want, and then.
Could we just write same, or do we?
No, we would, it needs to
No,
be, what is the council?
I've got that information.
So
if
the
everybody wants
president
it.
is $650 per month, the council members are $550
So
per month.
who's gonna write it on the? Do you wanna write it in?
Choose the 2020 for the,
The council president is $650 per month and the council members are $550 per month. So the question is, do you guys want to keep that the same or change it?
I want a lot more money, but I don't think we should. We'll leave that the same. Everybody agree?
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
We'll leave that the same.
Well, you just wrote that,
That's right.
Cecil, did you figure in cost of living for 2025 on the raise increase?
It's 2.5 is what the government's issuing. Of course, that's a break-even situation.
Right. I didn't want to make it-
There is a little shape to this. We had one of our employees that we paid their insurance last year in the amount of like $15,000, and he didn't use it.
The agreement is,
But he's covered by his
there's
wife's insurance.
Oh, you guys did, okay.
Is that still,
There's.
But is it-
proposal now.
we like it, sure, but
Can
I know he was fighting it.
He's still on her insurance. So,
I know they were fighting it because they didn't want to pay it because he had insurance there.
right. So it cost him a lot less for her insurance, to add him on her insurance.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is the time to discuss that or not, but I mean, the enrollment period for the current insurance that we have our employees on right now is February. And we can drop Aaron's insurance, the health, eye and dental, which is going to save us like $15,000. And it costs them approximately
$60 a week or something like that.
yeah, it's like $1,500.
Or 60
No,
months.
it's on that thing that I gave you. It's like $1,500.
That's what you gave me. I thought.
Okay. We got another piece of paper floating around here somewhere that's got all
Is
these.
that the back, is the back?
Oh, is that what, do you have, is that what you have?
What?
You brought that, didn't you?
This is just a blank,
What do you got right there?
Oh, okay.
This is the other round.
I was writing
I'm
in
sorry.
what you were telling me.
Oh, that, yeah.
It's right
On
here.
hold now.
So basically, we take them from $31.30 an hour to $33.18 an hour for 2025. Like I said, Aaron has requested that, he's not using the insurance, he'd like to drop it and be on his wife's insurance like he always has been. And us basically give him a stipend each paycheck for the additional money she has to pay to add him onto her insurance.
And that
Like I
was
said,
the-
the open enrollment period in February, we can do that.
1508.26.
1508.26 for the year.
And then you want me to divide that by the pay, just give that to him every paycheck?
Every paycheck, yes,
So divided
just like we
by-
did the stipend in the past.
Yeah.
1508 for the year.
1508.26.
Yeah, $1,508.26
Right,
will be his stipend divided by 26, and I'll just add that to his paycheck.
You're gonna do it where he,
You said every 2 weeks. You did every.
and
For Aaron.
right now, the Vanderbilt County Garage and Vanderbilt County as a whole have holidays that we do not have. And,
too bad.
instead of the 6, I think we've discussed some of them and we would kind of halfway agree to go with President's Day, Veterans Day, and New Year's Eve. And not go with the other 3.
Kwanzaa.
Juneteenth was one of them. I don't even know what that is. So I told them, no, they can't have that. So, I don't know. So, yeah, they were happy with the 3 additional holidays, and I think it's, to stay kind of up with Vanderbilt County Garage and Vanderbilt County, it's not a bad thing to do. At least that's what my proposal is.
I agree with you on that, Cecil. I'm not a fan of paying a whole bunch of holidays. I've got a personal thing against holidays and vacations myself anyways. But anyways, I agree, we do have to stay competitive.
I think so.
So I'm good to approve 3 additional holidays, which takes them to, is it 9?
No, they have 9 now.
We have 9 now, so it'd be 12.
Hmm.
Vanderbilt County's got 15.
Okay.
So you said President's Day, Veterans, and New Year's Eve are the new ones, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Write all this down. Once I write this on, the salary ordinance, we can sign it, but then I'll send it to HR to actually type it up nice how it's supposed to be. Is that gonna be okay with everybody? Y'all can make sure it's exactly what you said.
So do we need a motion?
Yeah.
Okay,
So they got 12?
is there a motion to accept, I'm not sure exactly what we're accepting, council president, council member,
Council President, $750 a month, council members, $550 a month.
we've done that, okay.
Clerk treasurer, superintendent, street superintendent, $33.18 an hour, correct?
That's correct.
Aaron will cancel his health insurance with the town and he will get a stipend of $1,508.26, divided by his 26 pays next year. We will add 3 additional paid holidays, which will be President's Day, Veterans Day, and New Year's Eve.
Correct. Perfect. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion for all that.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and a second. Thank you, Mallory. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
So that's a total of 12 days, 12 holidays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there more on this? Is there website support services, Greg, please.
Okay, so we've been doing a lot with the website. We've got the documents up on it. We have the YouTube videos. We ran out of time with the vendor because we still need quite a bit of forms to do and some more document stuff. We can buy blocks of time, and if you get, I think it's 5 hours or more, it makes it $30 per hour less. So I have a proposal here to buy 10 hours of time for a total of $690. That does not expire, that we can use as needed to update the website for all the stuff that we are doing. And just for the invoice number, quote number is 24-651, if that matters. So I'd like a motion for to approve $690 for 10 hours of website time.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the proposal for the website support services, $690 for blocks of time?
Yeah.
For blocks of
10 hours
time.
of block.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second
I'll
on that?
second it.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Onward, Mr. Waffle.
Originally thought I'd be coming down here to see what the board's position would be on a piece of property. I bought off Warpen Road. It's got a couple of pre-existing houses. And the reason I asked to be on the agenda, I received a letter from Area Plan who took issue with some of the way the houses were. I have since met with Area Plan, and I think we've got that resolved. I think, Josh, have you been contacted by?
Not that I recall, no.
Okay, my understanding was he was going to speak with you.
Dirk was?
No,
PC?
Joe.
No.
Craig Emy.
Craig Emy. Craig
Oh,
went with
county
me.
attorney.
Yeah, Craig went with me and was very helpful. We met with Area Plan, as we did some of the other offices. And I think we got the issue resolved. And it's my understanding they're gonna be sending a letter, and it basically says that,
Got the reason on it.
no, I don't let it go the way it is. I've done nothing different but fix it up.
It looks very nice,
And we,
very nice.
that's all I've done.
Those were just.
I've not changed the footprint at all. It was pretty bad, to be honest with you. My Christian upbringing will not allow me to go into the details of what was in that house, but it's much better now. So, all I tried to do was make it better, and I think, Area Plan's got a tough job too, guys. They all got tough jobs, but I appreciate Crystal and Mallory, Eric, the rest of y'all, the employees you guys have been super to work with. And for that matter, Area Plan's been good to work with, but we did have a little bit of a bump in the road.
So we're past that snag now. Yeah, I
Part
think
of
we
it
were
could have
just,
been my fault too, because when I was down there, I told one of the employees, I said, "Did you lose a bet?" And he said, why? I said, nobody wears their sweater to work. So I felt bad about that. I went down the following week and I brought him a real nice camouflage shirt and a bag of thing of Luke's candy. So I think it's all good now. And, we wanna, I'll make the property as good as I can make it. And, I think the bump in the road is improved.
All the work you've done.
Well, and I appreciate y'all's support.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, you've been around here for a long time, your whole family, and just moving things in the proper direction. Apparently there was some trouble with it. Sounds like it's ironed out now. So is there anything else you want to add on that, or are we good?
I hope when Santa Claus comes this year, in his sleigh, he's got a heavy dose of common sense to sprinkle over Vanderbilt County.
Well, APC
Amen.
kind of got humbled a little bit this past few months, a year. You're not familiar with what's going on in the news, so that probably helped you out.
I'm not, and I don't want to cause an issue for anybody, but some common sense I think prevail.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Legal retainer stuff.
Well, this is typically, I guess there hasn't been an election, so it's appropriate here in December if you want, but I circulated to you guys a proposal for legal services in 2025. I didn't hear back, but I'm open to comments, concerns.
You were lowering our prices, right?
Santa does not lower prices. That didn't happen. There was an increase, I think. I'll tell you. I had a lot of partners who gave me a hard time of, when you look at the per hour basis, you guys are getting a good deal relative to everybody else, and there's a, why are you doing that type thing? So I enjoy the work. I like you guys, so I am, but there is a lot of, as with everybody, all professionals, there's a lot of competition for services, and so I gotta make it worth our while for the resources, but I don't think it was too much. I don't even remember what the retainer is this year, but I think it's like a $1,800 increase over the year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it wasn't that much.
over the course of the year, so, yeah.
More than a camo jacket with some chocolate.
But I understand if you guys, no feelings if you feel like, you want to go somewhere cheaper, but that,
Miles,
that's the going rate.
you have survived the first year of this council, and I'm happy. I'm good with what you have proposed.
I'm gonna keep Josh.
Yep.
Who's impressed when you run the
We have a
back?
motion on the floor.
It's like,
Do we need a motion then, or can I get a motion to accept the new rates for legal representation for our fine town?
I'll make a motion.
All right.
I'll second it.
All right, a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Welcome to your second year.
Yeah, all right. That feeds into attorney comments. I think we've addressed all the stuff I brought. I do have one question. I see on the table over there, oh, those empty? Are those the
Oh.
code of ordinances?
Yes,
They are.
I meant to tell you guys, they all came in, so we all
Okay.
have copies.
And that's
so-
great. I am probably equally or really more excited about this being online. Have they told you when that will happen, or is that already?
Today, they sent me the digital download, and I need to get with Ray to figure out how to put it on our website.
Well, they host it on theirs as well, and that's a great way.
Yeah, just the link.
That's
Yeah,
right.
just
So-
link it to
So
there.
we would, which I could probably find then if it's online. Usually Google's pretty good about it, catching up pretty quick, so that's good to know if it's there. Then everybody on the town knows where it is, and what the rules are. I mean, that's critical. I mean, even stuff like the summer averaging, it's important that,
Yeah, then
people
after we get
understand.
new ones, I have to send them
Yeah,
to them.
Right.
They'll update it. It's up to
Yeah.
them.
okay, that's good. I'll look for that too on mine then, and I'll send that out to you guys too when I see it.
Yeah, so that's hard copies on that table over there. I forgot to mention that. Everyone can take it home. I think we have plenty. The guys already have a copy, and I've got a copy in my office, so.
Okay. Anything else? Have we signed off on the bills? Yeah, I thought they came good.
I have not signed off on the bills.
That's why I had something down you
We've
signed.
got 2 ordinances.
That was on the ordinance.
We signed all the bonds. You're right, here's the bills. Yep. And Ray has to sign the minutes.
In the meantime, board member comments, Crystal,
I don't have anything.
Cecil,
I don't think I got anything, but I'll, yeah, nothing. Good.
Ray?
The only thing is just kudos to a lot of you, and then Cecil notably. Him and I have spent countless hours on the phone talking about all this and planning it, and all that time and energy you put into it. That wasn't just talking to me. So thanks for staying with us and helping us understand and getting it done.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
That's what we all do, right?
That's it.
Thank you, Ray. And with that said, that actually takes me to one of the 3 that I have not covered yet this evening. And I talked to Ray, I think I talked to you a little bit about it. Cecil, I think I talked to you some. And I just want to talk to our residents a little bit. I'm only showing up here once a month, and it's hard for me to remember everything from month to month. And there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in between those 2 dates, through Mallory, Ray, Cecil, yourself, and through the maintenance department. Going back to when I owned my own business, if I only showed up one day out of the month to run my business, it'd be a failure. And I want to spend more time. I talk to Mallory a lot about what's going on through her. I don't see the maintenance guys at all, and I want to. And I want to be in touch with our board members more about the nuts and bolts of how to run this town. I would be up to, and I will discuss this more, but I just want to make this available to the public, that I'm up for maybe having special meeting in between. We had done it earlier in the year, and I don't want to go through the trouble our, the week, talk to Ray on stuff, the next week, talk to Cecil. But I want to do something to make me earn this paycheck that I'm getting and do a good job. And that's all I had on that.
Well, until you earn it, give it back to me.
Sign it over.
And
I'm
since
all for having like a brainstorming workshop type meeting.
That would be good.
Once a month, if you guys, and we can even,
That would be good.
we can even set it where it's not as formal as our regular meeting.
And that is one thing I did, I've actually meant to say that, is I slowed things down a little bit more tonight, because if we were all sitting around the kitchen table at your house or at Silver Bell or Darmstadt or wherever, we would be a lot more open to talk. It's a lot more relaxed. And I have a tendency to slow it down in the interest of not tying you all up for hours and hours and hours. Move things along, but I've got to be careful not to move along so fast at the expense of our town and me not knowing what in the world I'm doing. So,
Yeah, just for us to get together and just discuss issues, it has to be publicized. We have to invite the public. It's always a big rigmarole. We can't just get together and discuss our projects we're working on. And that's what we really need to be able to do, just amongst ourselves.
and any 2 of us can, and you can too, since you're not council, but we can't have a third show up legally.
Right.
And I've honestly got a problem with that. I don't know if it was Paul Harvey that said this or not, but he repeated it. More problems have been solved sitting on the tailgate of a pickup truck than ever got solved in Congress. And I think that would apply here. So anyways, any other comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
I have a motion. A second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Merry Christmas. Yes. Hello, Harold. Good, how are you?
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Doing something with utility work.
Oh, that must be good.
All the Christmas lights?